Yo, what's the deal, Rufio? How you doing, man?
I'm pretty good, man. How about you?
Man, I'm maintaining, man. Feeling really good about the B-side Bodega. And we about to take over the world, baby.
Word. Say less. Say less.
So what you got going? What you got going on your feet? I see you got little throwback joints.
It's something a little light. Yeah, these the Air Max BWs. These actually the second time. My second time in having these. The first time I got them was back like in I feel like I was like in the 8th grade. And I thought about them, man. One day I was like, yo, like I want those again. And I went and I looked for them. Crazily enough, I found them, but I found them maybe like 6 to 8 months after they had re-released.
Wow.
So by the time I went looking for them, all they had left was a size 9. So I had to, I got banged in the head for the premium of with Flight Club.
How much you paid?
Oh man, I think I paid like, I think definitely over 200.
Ooh, okay.
But but the retail was way lower than that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I think the retail for them was probably like about like 130.
And nowadays, reselling, buying something on the reseller market, 200 is actually quite cheap. As much as they be trying to bang people in the head for.
Right, but when you see what it would have been if I went to Foot Locker,
you
know,
like $85 or something like that.
No, it was like 130.
130.
Yeah.
Okay.
So but yeah, that's what happened. But man, I liked these enough to buy them twice. I don't think I ever bought a pair of sneakers twice before. These are the only ones I did that with.
Right.
But I see what you got on right there.
Oh yeah. Got the OGs, the 95s. Man, this has to be maybe like the 4th time I copped them.
The same colorway?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm weird like that. I always stick with the original colorway.
Okay.
Right? So I bought these in 95, not these particular pair, but when I first got them in 95 at the Foot Locker on 125th Street. And I remember that, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm all the way in Brooklyn and I'm just randomly dialing Foot Lockers. So I reached the one on 125th Street. Hey, you got this, and this size? They're like, yeah, please hold them. I'm on my way. Jumped on the train, the A train, and copped in joints, man. It was a snowy day, too.
Word.
Yeah, when in 95.
They fresh, man.
Right across the street from the Apollo.
Yeah, they fresh.
Classic joints,
Word. Let's get into this episode.
Yes, indeed. B-side Bodega.
Well, it's the B-side Bodega, you know the movement is major. We get it from the ground and don't be asking for no favors. A crew of creators staying fly with the flavors going hard, cause we building a dynasty like the Lakers. No haters could ever stop us or ever top us. We took over the world and left the rest of it behind us. And you were very lucky to find us, because some of the greats approve, and I pity you who declined us. We get into the mix discussing music and fashion, then we touch on current events and other things that be happening. Yeah, you can learn a lot from hanging out with these guys. The Bodega on the B-side, The B-side.
Hold on, wait. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you are now tuned into the first premiere episode of the B-side Bodega. DJ Pop Rec and my Pro Lab brothers.
I'm the rough.
Machete Eddy.
Chuck the Mad Ox.
The Mad Ox. He ain't even a happy ox. He's the Mad Ox. And on the background, got my man DJ Nadir. You know what I'm saying? This is brought to you by Mike and Ikes. But for real though, we trying to bring something different to the table. Something similar, but our spin. B-side Bodegas.
What's it about?
We're talking about the B-side of things.
Okay.
So basically, what everybody else is talking about, we're going right, or we're going left with it.
I got something to say.
Yeah.
I mean, talking about unity amongst the brothers and everything. I see like y'all done bought these Mike and Nikes and they ain't even offer none.
Nah, bro.
See what I'm saying? See?
You know what?
Right there. See
that?
that? Oh yeah.
It's in my pocket though.
I apologize, man.
I think I did the same thing.
What?
My bad.
I left mine in the. I think I left mine in my vest.
The Mike and Ikes?
Yeah, I'll be right back.
He left the show for the Mike and Ike.
I'm terrible. But
See what I caused?
Right, because the
Well,
Mike and
since
Ike.
you're doing that, you might as well go in my pocket and get my box.
yeah, I did this.
My
for
box for Ox.
I did it. Yeah, I did it. Oh, okay.
Bar.
It's in the bag. It's in his bag. No.
No,
Yeah,
it might be either in the
Oh
bag.
yeah, you're right. It's in your.
Okay. I can't believe it, but this is what we're doing.
I can't believe it, brother.
But yeah, so what's going on this week, fellas? I mean, what's on your radar?
The Super Bowl.
Yeah, baby.
What's that, next week? This week, next week?
Next Sunday, the 9th.
The 9th, yeah.
We're supposed to be having Kendrick performing for halftime, correct?
How y'all feel about that?
I'm cool with it.
You cool?
Cool.
with it?
I think it's a good look.
A lot of people was, feel they was in their feelings about that.
I understand why, but he wasn't chosen.
I don't. Tell me. What was it?
I mean, well, I'll say I can see why Wayne, wanted to be performing for the Super Bowl. It is in New Orleans, and it's his hometown. And Wayne is a heavyweight. So I could understand why he would want that and why he thought he was gonna get it. Now, why he didn't, I don't fucking know. But for that reason, I'm like, okay, yeah, I see. But I'm not mad at the decision. I don't make that decision.
So what I thought, I heard people saying that, but this is not the first time it's been in New Orleans.
I know.
So why? So is he supposed to perform every time it goes there?
No, I believe what happened was
Like, what makes this time different than the other times?
Wayne came out in, I guess, an interview shortly after it was announced that he was going to be doing the Super Bowl. Wayne had spoken with someone, I guess whoever handles that thing, last year about this year's Super Bowl.
Okay.
I don't think it was guaranteed to him, but I guess his talks made him believe that was the direction they were going to go. And it didn't go that way. And he didn't, express no hate or nothing like that. He just expressed like, I thought I was going to be the one. And he wasn't. But it was really just the people kind of made more of a thing about it, or whatever, really. But Wayne's not, he don't seem like butthurt about it or nothing like that, at least from what I see.
Oh, Jay have a big part in that? A big say in that?
Yes. Yes, and that is that look worthy. I will say that.
But yo, like, that Kendrick got a whole lot of publicity, like, in the past calendar year anyway.
Yes.
With that whole feud that he had with Drake and that Not Like Us song, like, it just makes sense that they would pick him.
It's still a business. They're going to do it, trying to make business moves.
If I were to have chosen him to perform for the Super Bowl, it wouldn't be based off of the They Not Like Us song.
Oh yeah, his career is
his career is definitely worthy of that. I guess I'm kind of putting myself out there. I'm not the biggest fan of that song. I don't really see what the hype really is. Like, it's cool, but like I've heard people sound like it's the greatest diss track ever. No.
Well, okay. That segues into this. What is the greatest good track in your opinion? Ever?
I don't know. Instinctually, I want to say Ether.
Okay.
But I would have to sit and really think about it. But off the top of my head,
Ether
just wants to come out for some reason.
Okay, Rufio.
the greatest diss track. Oh man. And I feel like I can't say the same thing.
Whoever about to rap over this shit.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Come back to me, bro.
Okay.
Let me think about this.
Okay, now.
Oh, I know what it is. Well, only because he already said Ether.
Okay.
Second round knockout.
Really? So that's the greatest. Okay.
That's a good one.
Now, I'll preface my answer with this. I'm Brooklyn all the way. Biggie and Tupac. That beef was crazy. But, and I'll say it, I'm Brooklyn all the way. But Take Over to me was the hardest diss track ever made,
No,
bruh.
I'm going to say this about that beef. While I feel like Nas won the beef, the Takeover is a better song than Ether is. Like, if I'm in my car, I'm sorry. the takeover
I
just
agree.
knocks better. Like, regardless if it's a diss track or not, it's just a better fucking. Kanye just was on point with the beat, the lyrics, the hook.
The track is dope.
It's a dope ass. It's Ether was just. I won't say strictly off of the lyrics, but if you ever listen to that beat by itself with no
beat is
lyrics,
Which one?
if you listen
The
to the Ether
Takeover.
beat without the lyrics,
I don't like it. I think it's
exactly.
weak. Yeah.
It was the lyrics. Like Nas came and Nas'd him, but the takeover was a better song.
Imagine
Yeah.
the ether over the takeover beat. And we were just talking about this last week, right? When I was like, I'm gonna put that together. But nah, that ether with the takeover beat would have been
Yeah,
the Thanos of diss songs.
man.
If,
All right.
if Nas had gotten the takeover beat,
Yeah.
it would be inarguably the greatest diss track. And
Yeah.
even though he's from Queens.
But see, the only reason why I said that
He
the
said Brooklyn.
Tupac Hit 'Em Up was the illest,
Hit 'Em Up
illest
was-
diss song
Hit
ever.
'Em Up was rough.
Because it was so much,
Hit
it was
'Em
so
Up
much
fucking
energy.
Rough.
I think Hit 'Em Up is okay. Anytime I hear it, I always felt like it's okay. The track is cool. The lyrics, they're okay. Like I've heard people come off stronger. Like I think Hit 'Em Up is more emotion. Like you feel it. I'm not saying it's a whack song. Like it's not believable. But like lyrically, how other cats have come across,
Right.
I definitely wouldn't put that one out there. You know?
Okay.
In my opinion.
Which one would you pick?
For me, it's kind of hard because I'm and you'll hear me say this a lot. I'm all about just like what do I feel at the time for what I listen to and what I'm what I think should be placed in different spots on the list. But since the question is thrown out there, what pops in my mind first is the bitch in you.
Why I was gonna say that? Why I knew you was
Had,
gonna
like,
say that.
and the thing about it is that most people heard the two verses. There's a third verse in the bitch. Like that song was perfect from the track to each verse, every line in the verse. Like he just went in, and I remember the reaction from Ice Cube and them like. He wouldn't even get rah-rah like that. It's like he ain't trying. It's like having your father spank you with a knife.
He spooked the shit out of their ass.
Like he killed it. Like just admit
He said with a knife.
lyrically, he destroyed you. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I guess you gotta save face, but that song from top to bottom. And I never knew until more recent times that Pete Rock did the track.
Yeah, I just found that out
Yeah,
recently too. Yeah.
so that's like a plus. That's a bonus to me, But that's one of the dopest ones ever made.
So then, in the bitch in you, he was going at Cube, right?
Q, Q,
The
Back
whole
10, and
West Side
WC.
Connection.
Yeah,
Okay.
West Side Connection.
So to flip it this way, even though Cube wasn't going at him,
No, that's
Cube no Vaseline.
that's what
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say.
I was waiting on someone to say that.
Yeah. That was crazy. That was
Yeah.
crazy.
I think like with each generational moment, like there's sections in time when if something sparked off between two people that you like, you just want to hear good material.
Right.
Like I remember when like the Nas and Jay thing was happening. And I'm like, it's too much. There were just too many songs because it was not just them. It was like the Camps and them. So then all of these songs kept coming out. And I remember once on Morgan, listening to it, and they basically played a large chunk of all the songs just going back and forth. And I'm like, even if I like this person, this is becoming too much. It's like you're just trying to find something to say, and it's not even coming across in a strong manner. Like y'all just making songs and be making songs just to say I said something about the person.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, since we're on the subject of beefs, and we spoke about Kendrick, the whole issue with Drake and I guess his label suing Spotify and that's Universal.
And Universal
yeah.
Music Group and all that.
How do y'all feel about that?
So you asked
What do we think about Drake suing?
Yes, the whole lawsuit situation.
Because of he feels like they messed up his money, I guess. They messed with his sales.
I think he's suing them because he believes that one, Spotify is, I guess, pushing that song, I guess, to be played more than it should be, and also for defamation of character. I'm assuming that it's because of certain lines that were said in the song. Yeah.
You ain't want to say it.
Well, I don't know what can be said and not said, so I'm still feeling the water.
It's all over the internet, bro. We ain't do it.
Now, I guess my take on it is I get it from a beef standpoint. It's like, bro, this is not a good look.
To be suing somebody?
Yeah.
No, he's the first in history.
It's not, and I get it.
Soulja Boy gonna say he was the first to did it, but
right. Like it's just not a good look, and I don't think it's ever been done before. But at the same time, I think about if I got into a rap beef with someone and they said something that insinuated that I was a pedophile, and people were actually feeding into this the way people do these days, I don't know, a lawsuit for me would be the least of their worries. Like that's big.
That's kind of how things were. Yeah. And it's not to support stuff going across the line, but within a lot of the situations that happen with beefs, even with the Carmen and Cube thing, you know, elders had to step in
exactly
and squash the beefs. And
so that makes me wonder, like, is that something that's too close to the line? Like, remember we had to come together after the Big and Pac thing and was like, all right, we gonna have rap beefs or whatever, but we can't be talking about killing each other and things like that. It's like, should that kind of be on the fence with that as well? Like, we shouldn't be calling people and saying that they dealing with kids, especially if they not. Now, if it's something true, then
no.
It is.
You know what?
I don't know if it's true.
I would definitely say if you enter an arena where you're battling another person, you either step out or you stay in, and if you stay in, it's going to be what it's going to be. Like, things are going to be said.
And that's how I've always felt.
People are going to search for stuff that they know is going to get to you.
Yeah.
When LL and Ice-T had a battle going on, and LL was saying stuff about taking his album cover, the Power album cover, to the bathroom and things of that nature. I remember seeing an interview with Ice-T, him like looking like he was pissed off and like, oh yeah, I'm a fighter. Right. You know what I'm saying? So like things get to that level. Or with Cube and Cypress Hill, you know, they weren't technically going after each other, but those who supported them, like Cube had one of the gangs supporting him. Cypress Hill had a gang supporting them. And it's not like they asked for the gangs. The gangs were just fans of the artists. But because of the beef, things were starting to escalate between the gangs, and it was about to get crazy over the situation that happened between the two of them. You know.
So is this a thing where it's not even necessarily the artists need to figure out what to do, but I guess as fans, maybe we need to take a step back and be like, yo, these are just people, and we shouldn't be feeding into these things as much.
Yeah, but
as
we're going to.
I know we are.
Yeah, what was one of the best parts of American Idol when everyone was watching American Idol was to see people audition. Okay. Because we enjoyed those who couldn't sing.
Exactly.
That was the funny part.
Exactly.
Watching them try and fail in front of millions.
But you know what? It brings me to this. There is no crying in rap battles and rap beefs. Like, I'm a big battle rap person, you know, and it gets very disrespectful. Like everybody know, like with Easy the Block Captain versus everybody in battle rap, and everybody angle is him and Remy. Right. There is no sacred line when it comes to battle rap or rap beef. You can't run. It's like you having a fight with your little brother. You know, he just keeps tapping you. When you know, you can't run him. He smacked me. Right. No, you can't do that. There's no line.
I understand that part. Like, I get that. Trust me, I've been rapping a long time. I get it's no crime. But there's got to be a line somewhere. Like, people can't be getting killed.
That's
People
the
shouldn't be
line.
getting, people
That's
should
the
not be
line.
getting accused of things that they're not doing. Like, if we battling and I say you a rapist and people start feeding into that, who you gonna be mad at? You gonna be mad at me, and you're not gonna want to do no rapping no more.
Right.
You might not want to do no crying, but you're gonna want to do something else outside of the scope of rap. It's like, where do we
That's only
where
because
do we draw the line at?
the street life and hip hop are so close to each other, which is why like that line
It's real
sometimes
blurry.
become blurry. And it's really about us making sure that it's straight. Because you can be as angry as you want to be, but there's no need for someone to die just because you had
Precisely.
an opinion. Even if y'all fought, you know, like when the Shantae Big Mama song came out, and I heard the story about Latifah being at a club and Granddaddy IU, who wrote the song, was at the club, and Latifah's people knew he wrote the song. Like Tretch was there, and other people that were Tretch-like was there. So they about to go in
Right.
at a club because of some rap beef shit. You know what I'm saying? And to me, like, that's where the line goes too far. Like, if you skilled enough to take the person out, take the person out. I'm a Shantae fan since I was a kid. I thought Big Mama was dope. But Latifah had, I think a song was called like Word Play or something like that. And that shit was bananas. It wasn't pushed, like they didn't want to put it up against her positive image.
Right.
So it was only, you could only find the song on like a soundtrack. It was on the, what's the, Four Women, Bank Robbers.
Set it off.
Set it off.
Set It Off.
Yeah.
It was on the Set It Off soundtrack, but you couldn't find it on any of her albums. And there was no like B-side thing.
Right.
But that song was about Shantae and she killed it.
Well,
You know, and Salt and Pepper also had it, even though I said to myself to never support them like that because of the Spinderella thing. But Salt and Pepper also had a battle song. It was mainly Salt rhyming, but she had a battle song. And if you can imagine that, Salt talking shit
She's supposed to be the
about
nice one,
Roxanne
ain't she?
Shante. Yeah, you know.
She a Christian now.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. She's supposed to be the
I
nice
like the
one.
way this is going because this lives up to the title, B-side Bodega.
B-side.
You're learning about a lot of the back end that 95% of the listeners and consumer don't know about.
Right.
So, you know, I got stories for days, but that's exactly what we're aiming for, ladies and gentlemen, to give you that extra spice that you have no clue is in the ingredients.
Okay, so we're gonna go from our list of questions and go into our list of questions. I'm gonna grab the one at the top. How do you feel about rap music in 2025?
Who want to go first?
All right, I guess I'll go. I don't listen to a lot of rap these days. As far as like the new stuff that comes out, like I hear it in passing. Like if I'm at work, you know, someone's playing something or someone might be using someone's song on like a reel on social media, I'll hear about a new song that way. But I don't really be checking for a lot of it. I don't know if it's just an age thing where I've kind of just found myself just listening to the things from the era that I like the most. And I don't really pay a whole lot of it any mind. I don't have any beef with it. I just know that it's not particularly my cup of tea, you know. It's just where the game is at right
I agree.
now, you know.
How do I feel about it? I don't hate it. You know what I mean? But the thing is that, you know what? I don't know what's happening either. I will say that. I'm not so in tune with, you know, I guess, I haven't listened to the radio in God knows how long. And I'm the kind of person, like I stream everything. So I only listen to what I'm looking for, right? So I don't really, there's a lot of like rappers that I'm not familiar with. Like somebody, something will happen, like kind of like something be trending about a particular rapper. I don't know none of their songs.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know who they're talking about.
It's sad to say, a lot of these new rappers, I didn't hear about them until they got killed.
That too.
And it's real fucked up, but yeah, that's usually when I hear about certain people. I'll be like, who is that? And my son will tell me or something like that. And I'll be like, damn, you killed already? I ain't even heard of the motherfucker.
Yep.
Yeah, because it's not on our radar. You know what I'm saying? We don't listen to that.
Right.
It's the younger generation. So just to answer your question, right? Today's climate in hip hop kind of pushed me into other genres. Like I'm a big house head now. Like I love house music, like soulful house, deep house, Afro house. But when I do listen to hip hop, there are cats that I check for. Like there's this one dude, he's from Queens. His name is Word Life. This dude is crazy, bro. He's so nice. And then, of course, you got the Conways and Benny the Butchers and that whole genre.
But we fuck with them because they remind us so much of
they take us back.
that era.
Yeah. And then another thing, refreshing of the refreshing thing of hip hop of 2024 was that P-Rock and Common. Ooh.
Oh yeah.
To me personally, that's my album of the year.
Yeah.
I
like that album.
Yeah.
I went to the show.
I know you told me, but then I told you in YouTube they got the show. I guess the same show that you saw.
Yeah.
They did it in different cities. So, but yeah, that's what hip hop in today's climate has done to me.
Man, I'm glad you brought that up. As far as you were kind of reminding me of just how the rappers from our generation are still putting in that work. Like Nas seems to be pretty fucking consistent these days. Common and Pete Rock just dropped something. Redman just dropped Muddy Waters 2. Snoop and Dre just dropped the album. And these motherfuckers ain't playing.
Guess who else dropped something? Who? Fredro. Fredro.
I'm gonna have to check that because I know Sticky's on there.
Yeah.
I don't know if I heard Sticky.
He may or may not be. I didn't get a chance to listen to it yet. He may or may not be because I know when that Sticky solo joint dropped and none of them were on there, All right, so for me, like any other genre of music, hip hop has its chambers. Every chamber is not meant for everyone. Every chamber is not meant to sound the same. It's going to be a lot of differences. And we've matured. So the things that we enjoy, even some of the ignorant stuff, it's seen in a certain light. In past times, when certain artists came out in their beginnings, other people were like, hell no. When Run DMC dropped, Flash and them was not feeling that because it was so opposite of the sound that they were used to.
Right.
And I'm not saying that. I'll say for the bad or the good. So you enjoy it or just like it how you feel.
Right.
To piggyback off of what you said, it's not particularly for me, but I'm open to hear and vibe off of anything. So if you have something that can pull me in, to me, that's the strength of the stuff that you created. That's how I see it. I think a part of the main issue is that I'll first say during the 90s, it's not like everybody who came out during the 90s was like the dopest MC or the dopest producer ever. Some of those songs were super whack. Some people lucked up to have like one good hit and then you buy the album. It was like, what the fuck is this? So it was a lot of those cats. Yeah. Some people just had good singles. So if you have, I'll say, 9% of today's sound kind of sound a certain way. And if I don't enjoy that sound isn't pulling me in, but it's like 9%, or it could be 8%. I just need to hear something that could be different or done differently to that sound that's going to pull me in.
Right.
You know, so it's not to say that it's just bad, you know, it's not made for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not 20.
Right.
I might try to look it after the shave, but you know, it's just not made for me. It's made for them. Like some of the other songs, when you and Jammer was speaking about the Z3 MCs.
Oh yeah.
See, I was a kid when that came out.
I was too.
Yeah, we loved that joint and we used to breakdance to it. And it used to get mad play on I was about to say Morgan, not Morgan, on WEAA.
Oh, okay.
No, that's WEBB.
Oh yeah.
So that's like, you know, the old station that used to play all the hip hop stuff that we wanted to hear in pastimes for us. And then for me, like as a kid, not even knowing that they were local, getting that kind of support
They said
from
something
us,
about Baltimore in that song. Didn't
then I don't remember. But just the fact that the support was there, it's like that was a lovely thing, you know, and that was during the 80s. But you know, just not everything that's made is made for everyone. And then when the generations start to change, like it's no telling what the next sound is going to be.
Right.
You know, it's no telling where it's going to go because you have more of the newer acts that are now influenced by the 90s sound. Some even late 80s, because it might be like 89 going up. They're starting to put out material and then intertwining that material with the new sound of the stuff that they have. You know, so the next step could be something that's like just super dope and pulling everybody in, or maybe it's the step after that. You know, but with the stuff that they have out right now, I know for me, like, and I followed some artists, I bought some stuff. I just need to hear more of something that's different. You know, like that cloned sound. And I'm talking about the track is the same. The rhyme is the same. How they
flow
the
is the
BPM is the same. How they deliver the rhyme is the same. Like, even if you switched up the rhyme, I'm like, I just heard 5 other damn songs where the MC did the exact same thing and they switched the flow, and then like the shit is crazy to me. In past times, and I hate to compare, you weren't listening to Organized Confusion and then hearing Pharoah flip his verses the way they did, and then you'd hear another person do the exact same thing in other songs. You know what I'm saying?
You would get,
you know,
like people would frown upon that back then.
Few and far between. You know what I'm saying? Like the Gravediggers.
Oh yeah.
Dope. And the funny thing is, like, not too many people remember the Flatliners.
I remember the name.
Flatliners.
Because they tried to start like a subgenre,
right?
Like the horrorcore,
right?
Hip hop subgenre.
So
but it was really just Gravediggers.
I'm trying to remember exactly who it was, so I'll probably need a minute on that. But somebody that was in the Flatliners, like their like father or stepfather had like clout in the music industry, so that helped them. But the Gravediggers had Setsasonic and Wu-Tang, so that's so that's who we follow more.
Yeah.
And then the Flatliners songs were like iffy, you know. But I say all that just to say that there were a lot of differences. You know, some people would rhyme a lot, but that's like you can find 5 groups that might sound alike, but then another 5 that sound completely different. That was the difference compared to like right now.
That was the difference.
Yeah.
Like, we had some artists that wasn't all that, but everybody to me seemed to be on some different shit.
Yeah.
And even amongst like just the top ones, you know, on the radio, it was like the Fugees got a hit. Fucking Wu got a hit. Nas got a hit. Oh, who is this Jay-Z guy? And it was just all coming at the same time every fucking week. It was just somebody new. Like,
It was
Jesus
so
Christ.
organic, man. Music in the early 90s, late 80s, even mid 90s. It was so organic. Tribe Called Quest, you know.
The whole native tongues.
The whole native tongues, man. Like I could tell you, Jungle Brothers when they was out, Because I Got It Like That. What? I had goosebumps on my. That's who's that? Sly and the Family Stone sample? Bruh, what?
Yeah.
You couldn't tell me nothing. But see, that's coming from a DJ side. Like, that pocket, and then dancing on the dance floor. Girl, it's you that I was like, woo, who's doing that? Man, it just gave you a certain type of feeling, certain type of aura. That late 80s, early 90s.
That's what I don't get from the new music today. Like this is a feeling that's just not.
Yeah, but
there,
that's us.
And that's what I be thinking.
But,
like,
yeah,
is it
their
just me because I'm
generation-
getting old?
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
but I
they
be
said
looking
that-
at them and I be like, y'all don't seem like y'all feeling it the way we used to feel our music.
They not, man. They be on their phone.
Because they attention span is so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think how they tune into their stuff is different because, we grew up being used to the home cooked sound. They're growing up being used to the microwave sound. Who was I talking to?
It's like their reference is different.
Yeah. I was talking to maybe Jamma, and I said that was I talking to you? No, I think I was talking. Anyway, all right.
What'd you say?
My point was that
You want
someone could drop an. Yeah, you say nothing but a word, son. Look, stop me mid-sentence. You better give me the mic. And someone could drop an album, and that album has so much heavyweight material on that album, it could last for 2 years, easy.
Right.
When Black Moon dropped Into the Stage, easy. My short story is that I remember Morgan was doing a best album of the year thing, blah, blah, blah. And people kept calling in. It was like, oh, Black Moon Into the Stage. They were like, no, that came out last year. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of thing. Or like even outside of just hip hop, but just music in general. One of my favorite Janet Jackson's albums is Janet. Janet had so many singles on that album. To then give us some videos, that album lasts at least 2 years, if not beyond the 2 year span. You know what I'm saying? Like, because the album was that well done. It carried that kind of weight. With them, man, you create a song 1 year.
You gotta put out something new next week.
Right. Yeah, it's just so
Cookie cutter.
like McDonald's fries. You gotta eat that shit quick because they're gonna get hard and
Once
nasty.
they get cold, that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Wow. But you know what, man? It strikes a chord with me the way you describe that whole Black Moon era, because that's y'all embracing Black Moon out here, right? Black Moon is from my neighborhood. Like, see it.
He had to shit on us like that.
But what I mean,
I was there.
no, what I mean about it is that
You made it a hot line. I made it a hot song.
Right.
no, it's interesting to see how y'all took it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna give you a non-hip hop reference, right? I'm Puerto Rican in Brooklyn, New York, and when Menudo was out,
Damn.
boom, I'm about to put you on. Menudo was so big in the Puerto Rican culture, especially where I was at, that I had no clue the impact it took on a worldwide
Shutter button. Not the shutter button.
culture.
Pause. Actually, you can keep going.
So when he says that,
Just remember your thoughts.
yeah, so when he says that, how y'all embrace Black Moon, I don't understand it, because all I know is the dudes from around my way and how impactful.
It's got to be like that for you with a lot of artists, because I mean, with so much of the hip hop coming out of New York, you know, to be there amongst these guys and see they upcoming and whatnot.
Bro.
You know, we catching on to this stuff later when it's on the radio and they're already, you know,
What?
stars at that point.
I've been in a lot of situations that I can honestly say I'm blessed enough to have been there. So it hits different when I hear people on y'all spectrum from different states.
Right.
How y'all embraced it. I'm like, oh shit, this is how y'all took it. When I was just like in the nucleus.
Right.
But it's
So I got. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, yeah, go ahead.
I was going to ask you, like, do you when you, like, you know, we look at all those guys from out there, like celebrities, right? Because they are in right there, like, you know, in your same neighborhood, do you look at them like that, or do you look at them like they just so-and-so from down the block?
Nah, I look at them like they so-and-so from down the block.
Okay.
Because in New York, like you have spots like the Tunnel where you could go and you chilling right here, Mike Tyson is right there, you know, and another supermodel is right there, and then you have one of the biggest drug dealers right there. Like everybody was in the same mix.
So you wasn't starstruck, right?
No, there's very few people in this world I'd be starstruck over.
Michael Jackson.
I might be starstruck. Even more than Michael Jackson, no, Prince.
Prince, okay.
Like who's messing with Prince? You know,
But it's like when you see these guys just around, you don't think that. Okay.
Nah, it's so but it's on a personal level for me. Like Kid Capri. Like to me, he's the top of the food chain. So I'm a flip out for Kid Capri, or even cats that y'all don't even know about, like Brucey B. You know, he
We know who that is.
okay, then boom.
See, he came for us again. You saw that?
Oh no, but what I mean, damn son. Yeah, let me be quiet.
No.
But no, you know, that's not very few people I get starstruck over.
You know what it is too? Like, so you're used to seeing these people just be around, like in your neighborhood or in your city or whatever. The only time we saw them was on television.
TV.
So that's why they, you know what I mean, it has a different effect on.
Well, we had our own stars. It's just that, and I've said this a million times plus, like we could have crazy amount of talent in the city, but we've never pushed our artists the way other places may support and push their artists. So like it's kind of like if you know what was going on, if you were in the loop, then you knew like this is the guy you heard spun on Morgan Station every weekend all the time. This is the guy who even made it to 92Q, you know, and was being played and this, that, and the other.
So like who?
Like Pork Chop is one of them. You know, Pork Chop, let me say this first. So some of you know him, you know, as being one of the hosts on 92Q, but like, you know, in past times, because I don't know exactly what he's doing now, but Pork Chop is a dope MC, like skillful. You know, when we had our local video show, he used to have a video he used to play on there all the time. You know,
What was
like
the local video show?
I'm trying to remember what it was called. So just give me a minute on that. But it was a local video show that was on, and they used to play this video all the time. But we've had like a lot of cats that were starting to make like major moves.
Who y'all had like Mully Man?
Well, even before, like I say, and like I always like to mention the Annex Clique because I recall, and this is me not knowing them, right? I recall the times where I went to some shows, I saw the buildup of the crowd starting to happen. I remember once they did what I thought was the smartest thing ever. They had a show and they brought KRS-One in. So then KRS-One was the headliner and it was just them in their camp. I'm like, that's brilliant because we went to support them and those who didn't know them came to see KRS-One and then you just got a whole experience, you know. DJ Class, he had a song called Classes in Session. They used to play that joint on Morgan all the time. Like sometimes I'll reach out to him like, hey, I don't know if you remember me or not, but because I would love to be able to play that song now. But it was a lot of people who were making mad moves that was putting out material, had a super dope, deep following. But it's like if you weren't in the loop to know, then you didn't know. Like with y'all, there was a bigger support system. And then once they crossed a certain line, now they got radio play. Now that radio play is crossing over to other places. With us, it was like a harder transition because our push with our artists was always real iffy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't, I don't think we were just big enough to make, you know, our artists blow up like New York.
Yeah,
You know
but
what
y'all
I'm
was
saying?
dope though, man.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Like,
we had,
yeah.
you know what? Like, not it wasn't hip hop, but like a space and time where Baltimore was just like seemingly on fire was like the I say from '96 to like 2000.
Rough ends.
Wow, Ruffins, but Drew Hill, Mario.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ruffins was-
R&B, we the shit. We the shit when it come to R&B and singing.
Oh yeah.
What was the B Rich dude?
Whoa now.
Whoa now. Yeah, all that stuff was happening around there.
Tim Trees.
Tim Trees. Yeah, like and that's like, you know, you could throw Mully Man in that.
And what's my other man?
Boss Man.
Boss man.
Boss
Yeah,
Man,
Boss
yeah.
man was nice.
Yeah. Yeah, like, you know, but I don't know what happened. Like, we don't get that kind of attention. And we had The Wire. Yeah. You know,
Yeah.
I'm just saying a lot was still, you know what I mean? We were doing our thing
And that, you know what?
in the entertainment business.
Not being to interrupt you,
That's cool.
but I'll just say this, and I'll try to make it quick because you know I'm chatty. The Wire, it was like good and bad.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I remember as a kid thinking like, why am I always hearing these shouts to all these other places? But they never said Baltimore. You know, they would never mention Baltimore. When The Wire dropped,
Right now, every tough
for
guy,
the good and the
every
bad.
tough guy that came through Baltimore and did all this shit,
Yeah.
and I'm like,
So and I'm not trying to glorify because it was a buildup.
But when you say they was shouting all these places, what you talking about?
They were giving shout outs to all these, like you would always hear people bigging up different places in New York. They would mention DC, they would mention Philly. They would never say anything about Baltimore. And then when the Woo came out
yo,
and
go
said
ahead
Morgan
and say it.
State and
I was getting ready
Maryland,
to say that.
when they
I
said
thought you about
Morgan
to bring
State
up-
and
Before
Maryland,
The Wire.
I thought you
Yeah,
about to
no,
bring
that
up
was-
fucking
that's-
incarcerated
Yes.
Scarfaces.
it's a buildup. But when they said
Baltimore to Fort Greene.
Yo,
See?
I went to see them. I went to see the Woo back in '06. They was down at the Sonar. So Ray, he doing incarcerated Scarfaces, yo. And you know the crowd there was like motherfuckers our age, a lot of college kids, white boys and shit like that. But yo, when he got to that line and said niggas recognize from here to Baltimore to Fort Greene, yo, you talk about the whole motherfucking house was with him. Man,
Yeah.
to Baltimore to Fort Greene, nigga.
Yeah.
I don't even know where Fort Greene at, man.
That's in
But I love
Brooklyn.
y'all
That's in
niggas, yo.
But you know who else did? AZ and Rather Unique.
Yeah, but I'm
What
just
he say?
saying that
He said
and
at the end when he was like saying different cities, he said Baltimore. He went down the East Coast and he said Baltimore, then he said DC.
and EU said Baltimore in the butt.
They did?
They did.
Really?
They did.
Did they
You
say
know-
something bad about it? Cause you know we got a
No.
little, we got a little rivalry
No.
with them. motherfuckers.
So, I mean, but I say all of that just to say that, but once the Wire hit, building up to that point, once the Wire hit, things were kind of looked at differently because in past times, there was always like a battle going on because, you know, cats from New York would come to places they thought were more southern, even though we're more in the middle. But whatever they saw to be fresh meat, then they come down and they try to take over the spots to set up shop and this, that, and the other. But the thing about here, it's like we gonna battle you, we gonna battle us. Who else want to start something?
Right.
We just want to go at it with everybody, you know. So when cats from other places came down trying to set up shop, it wasn't going to be an easy transition if it was going to happen, you know. And the Wire helped display the you step across this line, you about to get your ass kicked type of thing.
Yeah.
You know, so then it was like, oh, don't fuck around and don't go to Baltimore and fuck around because you get caught up. which I will state, I am not glorifying
Not
the
even,
violence.
The
I'm
Wire
just
definitely
stating
had
what the shit
people
was.
outside of here treating me differently,
Well, I was
just
in,
off of the show.
I was in Union Square. I don't even know what year it was, but this dude was like, off rip. I don't know. I don't even think I really said much. He just looked at how I was dressed, and he was like, "Where you from?" And I told him I was from Baltimore. He was like, "Oh."
Like The Wire.
He said back in the 90s, one of my his homies came down to Baltimore, and I guess he was doing some street shit. He said they tied him to a tree and shot him in his stomach. I was like, it wasn't me. It wasn't me.
You kind of look like that guy.
Said,
right.
I was in college, man. Like, you know what I'm saying?
So for the good and bad,
I was up there by myself.
Because you know what? Because the one thing that you don't want people to look at you like it's weak.
Right.
Like where you're from is weak. But at the same time, you don't want it to be where like you don't want people to look at it like it's a place to go to where you're just not safe.
Right.
You know, and there's nowhere you can go. Every place has fucked up areas.
Yeah.
When you listen to the Goody Mob, they told you about know about the dirty South. Right. You know what I'm saying? Every place got sections that are off the hook that you should not drive through if you don't have people. That's just what it is. You know.
I think we got a good show there, man.
Can we do one more question?
Yeah.
Should there be an age limit on MC/rappers?
Hell no.
So I'll
Tell them why.
One, I feel like we all gonna say the same thing because we all old. So we all gonna say hell no.
Who old?
You're right.
Says the guy with the gray hair.
I think people feel that way because hip hop is young compared to the other genres of music. But in any other fucking genre of music, like, yo, I'm gonna be a rock and roller for life. I'm gonna sing soul music for life. Like, yo, Patti LaBelle can go on tour right the fuck now. I ain't listened to no Patti LaBelle since God, unless she pop up on Pandora. But it's like, yo, she's still free to do her thing. If I tell a motherfucker, I do comedy, I sing gospel, I do this, I paint. They be like, oh, that's great. Let me tell somebody I rap. You'd be like, how old are you? Why you doing that? Bitch, because I fucking like to. What the fuck are you talking about? I fucking like to rap. Like, get the fuck out. But it's just, hip hop is just associated with the young. And it's like, yo, this shit grows with us. Like,
hip hop is over 50 years old.
Like,
now.
to tell me I can't do it anymore that's diabolical. I've been here since '83. Like, yo, let me rock.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I feel like it was at one point in time, it did seem a little, ridiculous. But now that it's 50 plus years old, it's not ridiculous. At one point in time, it was a young man's game. That's not the case anymore.
I never.
But we were young men.
And honestly,
right. Game.
That's what I'm saying. But like, it's grown. It's aged with us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we don't have to put it down. What we supposed to do? Put this down and start listening to Lufa?
You know what's crazy to mention that, right? Because you said it aged with us, right?
Yeah.
Which means what's old school to me might be different to old school to somebody.
It's
Like, I hear
to a
people
young
talking about Ready to Die is old school. I'm like, what?
If you put it on Magic 95.9, this is supposed to be what they call the old music for the 30 and over crowd. It'll blow your mind to hear a 50 Cent song come on.
Yep.
Wow.
Like, yo, that's
Let me tell you who listens to 95.9.
this guy.
My grandmother.
Yeah, exactly.
And guess what? I be coming in the house sometimes and she be listening to rap music. I be like, Granny,
some
what
of
you
that shit comes on there, yo.
What you listening to?
And it be shit in like the early 2000s on Magic 95.9, but that just go to show how old this shit is.
That blows my mind, bro. Because I'm about to be 51, so old school to me is like Run DMC, Rockbox, King of Rock, the Beastie Boys. You know what I'm saying? Just Ice, LaToya.
Old school today is fucking Dipset,
Yeah.
Wu-Tang, Gangsta, all that is old school shit.
Straight up, for real.
Cause you old again. That's what he said.
I'm calling we all in the same boat. I just saw the shirt. I just saw the gangsta.
Elizabeth,
I said gangsta.
I'm coming. Yeah.
I like that shirt actually. It's nice.
Thank you. Yeah. I definitely agree that you're never too old. You just gotta find the chamber that's comfortable for where the music fits in.
Right.
That's what like you don't need Common and Pete Rock to sound like today's artists, to make an album to sound like that, because that would seem odd. that's them trying to be young. They put out an album that fits the maturity that we like with Redman dropping his album. It has that maturity, it has that ignorance, it has that, it's comedy in it, like the Redman stuff. You know what I'm saying?
It feels like a Redman.
Right. So, but it's not even to say, it's not like these artists aren't skilled enough to rhyme over a trap beat if they chose to, because some people kind of jump in between that line. I wouldn't even mind the in between. I just don't want it to be where you're in your 50s and you're trying to sound like you want to be young again.
Right.
That's where it seems a little odd. But
if it's dope,
if it comes off, it comes off. That's like Run DMC dropping I'm Down with the Kings.
Down with the Kings.
You know what I'm
That's when I
saying?
fuck with them the most.
And really, LL rhyming, dropping albums since he was like 16, 17 years old and still having a musical career. Because when we were mentioning all the albums,
hits.
like he dropped one also.
Did you like his album?
I didn't fully listen to it. I heard some of it and I thought it was cool. I thought it was like, because, sometimes it can sway either way, but I thought it was cool, I thought it was cool. So like, you don't age out of it. You just make music for the chamber that fits the audience that you're with.
This has been a great show, and I'm going to end it with this thought. KRS once said, rap is something you do, hip-hop is something you live. And with that,
I'll take it.
B-side Bodega,
I'll take it.
Okay.
I appreciate y'all, and
We didn't get into is it Mike and Ikes or is it Mike and Ikes?
And is Mike and I gonna cut us a check for all this goddamn promo?
Right?
Shit.
yeah.
So
No, but you can.
We about to end it out with my man, DJ Nadir, and my main man, Machete Eddy, and we about to blast it off like this, y'all. G-Face.
Wah, 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 wah. Pro Lab, DJ Nadir. Yeah, we in here. Yeah. Wah, yeah. The new, Yes, 1, 2, check. Thought I was too complex. I look back at the state of rap like, hold on a sec. My flow was on, I put on. Born a Michael Jordan in the world of Jeff Hornacek. Fucking 2 queen bees up in my hornet's nest. The breaks in between, I smoke weed while I record a track. Metaphors get tossed just like a quarterback. Sandwiched by a few supporting tracks inside the gods of rap. So from the launch to the landing, my shit is ever expanding at a speed that the eye could never fathom. Catch every atom in the universe, collapsing all this mass into a single verse, releasing one single burst. I mix and mingle with the worst. Number 23, Mr. Fingerling up your bitch skirt. Sometimes it's not about who hits hard, who hits first. Rather who hits worse can end you with a slick verse. I rap how I converse, feel my rhythm of speech forwards and backwards last and first. Shit. I gotta laugh, it hurts. Visionary with this verbal witchcraft, the math works, yo. Let me say yo, the KO and J.O. The album coming soon, till then just grizzy and just lay low. Then tour York with 2 foreign whores and a Winnebago. Take the rap crown, replace it with a halo. Yo, yeah. They acting bent, but we know they know. Yo, the big lab of the pro. Pop Brett gotta go. I'm right behind you though. I work in the morning.
Word.
See y'all next week, y'all. Peace.